TempahZone.
Oh. It's recording. I'm drinking a Mai Tai right now.
Got the Mai Tai on deck.
This episode of TempahZone is brought to you by Nick Drinking. Yeah.
What brand is it?
It's this new brand called On the Rocks. And they have, the liquor store I go to just started carrying them. This is the Mai Tai. Mm-hmm. This isn't actually a sponsored video.
No, I was just about to shut it down. I was about, ladies and gentlemen, this is not sponsored.
No, but it's cool. They got like old fashions and stuff too. Yeah.
I should have a drink on me right now, man. But
it's all good.
Nah, it's all right. I'm just gonna let it slide. I'm gonna sip this water. I should have had one ready to go, but it's all right. I'm feeling loose anyway. You know what I'm saying? Episode 67, y'all. TempahZone podcast. Amir, Maxx. I'm your host. I'm with Nick Torch for this lovely episode. Nick, what's going on, man?
Not much, you know. I mean, with all this COVID BS, I'm just happy to be working. And aside from that, you know, having plenty of time to practice my music, of course. I've been really practicing my guitar a ton. I got a new one, as I was telling you. Mm-hmm. Nice acoustic electric. So really been trying to, you know, improve my just overall my abilities when it comes to guitar and piano. And then, of course, like me and you have been writing a lot of music. I've just been writing music for myself, for songs that we want to collaborate on, for songs that I want to collaborate with other people. So that's been sort of, you know, one of the silver linings of this whole, you know, experience that we're all going through right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, I have learned so much shit during this quarantine, man. I mean, like, all this has really put the back against the wall. I mean, like, so many things would not have been going on had it not been for this. I mean, my trajectory before all this, man, like, I was supposed to just be making love songs and breakup songs. Like, that was the game plan. Like, I had it ready. Like,
I remember, yeah.
Like, my most streamed song right now, That's Real, is like, it doesn't get more lovey-dovey than that song. I've never written a song like that before. Like, I was ready to take it. I got a bunch of songs in the tuck like that, and now with these times going on, I just want to make like aggressive stuff, angry stuff, you know, or like, you know, happy stuff, you know, stuff that makes you going. Like the song we got coming out soon, like.
My man. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. It's got like the instrumental build, especially at the end. Reminds me of like I said to you, I think before, it reminds me of Lost in the World by Kanye.
Yeah, it's got that for sure. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad you feel that way, man.
You did the instrumental, right?
I made that beat. Yeah.
That is such a fire beat, dude. Especially with the guitar licks in it too. Like it's oh man.
Nah, I appreciate that, man.
That might be my favorite thing that you've ever produced.
Thank you, man. No, I really appreciate that, and trust me, like, I know that, like, when it comes to a beat like that, I don't know how I'm gonna like come close to it, and it's just gonna be its own thing. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to pop, I am always just like, what happens, because pop doesn't just come to me like that. Like rock music comes to me, like rap music just comes to me. Pop music, I kind of have to like, okay. This is how we're gonna do it. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And even then, you're just like even if you're like, okay, we got to do it this certain way, you get into it and you're just like, I have no idea where this is gonna go. Actually,
yeah, like it doesn't follow like your typical structure, and I mean, like,
you know, I can relate to that. That's like my MO.
Yeah, no surrender is like, no structure. I mean, but like. I love songs with no structure. I love when songs don't do that, and a lot of old people don't like that. Like I saw someone bringing up, it was like, when they gonna bring back 3 verses? They ain't bringing back. No one's 3 verses is dead. That's not happening no more.
No one cares. No one sticks around long enough to listen to the 3rd verse.
No, dude.
Unless it's knockout by me and you.
Yeah. That's the only way they're sticking with it. And the only reason why is because that song's under 4 minutes. If it goes over 4 minutes, man, like you're gonna lose a lot of listeners, bro. I don't know. That's just the way I see it. I mean, like,
I agree. I don't even do bridges anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. Yeah, like
What I've been doing is like intro. Like I've been focusing a lot on my intros, and even still, people have told me, and I've realized that like it's been like I make them a little too involved and have them go on for too long. But no, but I basically just do, especially when I'm producing the beat. I do like an intro, and then drop it into a verse, and then do a pre-hook, a hook, drop into another verse, and then it's exactly what the structure for No Surrender was, which I still have not. It's out there, but I need to give it a proper release. I still want to film a little stupid video for it, just so people watch it. You know.
I mean, yo, there's always time for that, man. I mean,
I know that's the thing.
If there's one thing I learned about like this year is that like you don't have to flood the market. You don't have to put out a song a week. You really don't. Like everybody thinks that there's a certain game plan you have to do it. And like I love Russ, but everyone like I think rappers are trying to aspire to be like a Russ and drop like a song a week. Not everyone can drop a song a week, you know what I mean?
And have it be quality too.
Yeah, like every song like sound good. Like it's like if you do that, like Russ did that himself, like because and that's how he was able to do it. Because if you had to pay every time for a song a week to get it mixed and mastered and probably doing videos, I mean, you have to kind of take matters into your own hands. But that's definitely one thing I'll say. For any artist, learn everything. Learn everything. Everything that involves music. I'm serious. Everything. Learn how to play a harp. I'm serious.
Yeah,
do
honestly.
anything music. Cause like in music business, learn the music business.
You need to.
Like it's just so many things artists are just illiterate on, and I mean, now's the time we take that charge. We take back that power, man. Because
for sure,
how many more like stories do we need to hear about an artist getting screwed over? How many more stories do we need to hear? Like
I know.
It's all the time, bro.
I remember the first time that it really opened my eyes to the music industry being like the way that it is, you know.
It's been the way like it's always been this way. It's just in different like variations based on the time, you know.
So I would say a song that really nails it is, you know, Jimmy Iovine, the CEO of Interscope.
Oh yeah.
So Macklemore has, yeah, exactly. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis have a song called Jimmy Iovine, and it's him rapping the story of the first time they got offered a record deal. And at the end of it, he's just like, I'd rather be a starving artist than succeed at getting fucked. Oh, I feel you.
Dude, Prince.
Oh my God, right?
If there's anyone that said, fuck you to the system, Prince turned his name to a symbol. Like when I was a kid, I didn't realize just how much of a boss move that was. I thought it was kind of weird. But you get older, you understand shit more, and you realize that is letting your nuts hang. Or for Prince's case, letting your ass out, because he wore the assless chaps.
Fantastic.
Another legendary thing, like
assless chaps.
Dude, yeah, I don't know what else to call them.
That's what they were.
Yeah, I mean, he had the booty hanging out. Only Prince could get away with that shit. Like,
no kidding.
Like, I don't think any rapper could do that today. You know what I mean?
Maybe Young Thug.
Yeah, I mean, and he got away with the dress. I mean, Young Thug he's definitely pushed boundaries and
definitely a boundary pusher.
Yeah, man.
I respect that.
That's what we need in the game, man. We need boundary pushers. We need
Absolutely.
We need people that are gonna get shit rolling, man.
Absolutely.
Like, and two guys that I really thought that were like that. We'll transition to this topic. Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke. I know you weren't the biggest Pop Smoke fan. And I actually think that's great for us to have this discussion because I think from your perspective, I mean, what did you think of Pop Smoke just from your perspective? Just from like everything you saw, like before he passed, or even after. What did you think of him as like an artist?
You know, honestly, I feel like I haven't listened to too much of his music.
Yeah,
not for any.
Keep it 100. Yeah, I mean.
Absolutely. And not for any particular reason, not because I didn't like any. It's just, it was literally like, I refer to it as like musical laziness. Like I just never get around to listen.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of music out there. I totally feel that. I totally feel that, man.
But what I heard, I liked. It was very similar to, a lot of styles that are going on right now. Sort of like that trappy,
that UK drill sound. That's what Pop Smoke brought to the table. That like really that crazy, and the snare doesn't hit on the 2 and the 4. It hits like different spots,
Oh yeah, yeah. And I respect that, even if it's a little bit jarring at first too. Like even if you're just like, that's a different sound than what I'm used to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, regardless of whether I like it or dislike it upon first listen, my first immediate thought is like, that's different.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like
that.
And I was talking to you about the topics before, and like I see Pop Smoke and I see Juice Wrld, and they're no longer here with us, but their music and what these guys stood for, man, these guys were really on a trajectory to just be in their own lane, man, and it just had me just like having a lot of thoughts, man. Like this like 2 posthumous albums dropped in like 2 weeks, and they are projected to become the biggest albums of the year. There's already the biggest albums of the year so far. It's just, I don't know, man. I know
that's tragic too.
It just, I'm just feeling a lot of things. You know what I mean? It's like they're not even here to see it. Like, would this even be the case if they were here? Like, I'm just thinking these questions that I know everyone else is thinking. Nobody wants to say it though. Nobody wants to say that though.
That's a great point. Same thing with X too.
Definitely with X. Yeah,
I remember we talked about this when I was on the podcast months ago. Like right around, or was it even over a year ago that X died?
X passed away in 2018, so it's been 2 years, man.
Jesus Christ! Because I remember talking about the Carter 5.
Yeah, don't cry. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. No, but it's the same thing. It's like, and then Juice also had. So let me say this first. Between Juice Wrld and Pop Smoke, these 2 posthumous albums that just came out, I was definitely more of a Juice Wrld fan.
Oh, dude, Juice Wrld was getting in his rock bag. I mean, that album, There was it was very rock influence. There was guitar all over it.
And I fucking love that.
Yeah, I love that. It was great. Dude, I mean, and that's the other part about like Juice Wrld's album and Pop Smoke. I mean, like when Juice Wrld's singing about like many men wish death upon me, and you got Juice Wrld talking about how he gets high when he's upset. I'm just like,
shit. I know.
It just it's
heavy.
It's airy, it's heavy, it feels, it just feels tough. And, I guess the reason why I wanted to really just talk about it is just like, our generation is going through this. We're really seeing like what it's like to lose such big names, big artists. Like
Mac is the one that's really, Mac and Chester Bennington.
Mm-hmm.
Chester Bennington, I've already spoken about on this podcast before. I'm not going to reiterate that, but
Chester Bennington is the lead singer for Linkin Park, just in case anyone didn't. Yeah. Rest in peace, man. Mm-hmm.
For sure. But Mac, the same thing with those eerie lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
So in his the first track off of Circles, which is his posthumous album, which is pretty much not the B. I wouldn't say the B side, but the second half of Swimming. He recorded them simultaneously to be companion albums, which is really cool in and of itself. But on the opening song, Good News, it's like, good news, good news, good news, that's all they want to hear. And then it's like, what the hell is it? He's like, that's the problem with it.
I mean, that whole song is just like, it just feels like he's singing from the afterlife, man. I mean,
he is.
I think Mac Miller and Juice Wrld, I mean, they went out in a very similar way. I hate to, put those, how 2 people, passed. I hate.
They're both tragic accidentally.
It's all tragic. It's all very tragic, man. But I just felt like with Maxx stuff, with Pop Smoke stuff, with Juice's stuff, X's stuff, it's just like it's all just it hits hard.
It's heavy, man. It's heavy.
Yeah, we just never. We're just living through it, you know what I'm saying? And I know, because people, they want to talk about Tupac and Biggie, but it's like we're living through losing artists at a way more like nasty rate, if like at least what it feels like. I mean,
And
it's all perspective, but
no, I agree. And back when it was the Tupac and Biggie era, that was because of beefs and stuff. Back when it was a different type of hip hop.
Yeah.
It was a different.
The agenda was different. Yeah.
The agenda was different. There was already nowadays, thankfully, there's really no serious bad blood between any hip hop artists.
But that's the price hip hop paid. Like Tupac and Biggie was the price hip hop paid, because people realized after Tupac and Biggie, oh shit, like this.
They were friends too for a while.
Yeah, so and then Tupac got. He accused people, and I kind of lost his train of thought. People say
things got out of hand.
Yeah, things got really out of hand with the Tupac and Biggie.
Out of pocket too, with Who Shot Ya and stuff that.
Yeah. I mean, there was just a lot of flagrancies all over the place, and hip hop learned from that. Hip hop did, it really did. I mean, obviously, we have seen artists who have, X got killed in his own hood, man. Chinks was murdered in his own hood, shit ain't really changed that much, to be quite honest with you. But we still have seen the power. We know the power of hip hop. We know how far shit can go. This is the same reason why with Pusha and Drake had that song that never got released, because, I mean, God knows what he said on that. But, I mean, imagine if he put that out, the ramifications. We don't want to see another artist get slain. We don't want, that's...
No, and they squashed the beef, too.
I say. I mean, Pusha. I think Pusha still is gonna throw his jabs when he can, but I mean, but just in general, man, I just think we just need to do a better job at just just trying to just make better, man. I just don't see this happening in other genres, man. Let's just be real here. I just don't see these many great artists. Being lost, and maybe that's because hip hop is the zeitgeist. Maybe that's because it's in the front. Maybe because it is pop music that it seems that way. But it's just, I'm just so sad with listening to Juice Wrld and listening to Pop Smoke. It's just damn, man.
Exactly.
What could have been?
Exactly the potential.
The potential was just so there, and they really they weren't even here that long, and look what they did, man.
Yeah, and you know what the other big thing is that I noticed, which is different from the Tupac and Biggie era. It seems like this genre has always been synonymous with losing artists young and from less than
it's like
desirable.
Rock music, man. Rock music had that same thing, in the 80s and 90s.
Absolutely.
27 Club is basically all rock artists,
Even back from the 60s, man.
Yeah,
even go back to the Woodstock era. Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, all them. But what I noticed today is a lot of the tragic losses that we're seeing, ultimately, from a toxicology standpoint, they might be drug overdoses. A lot of them accidental, some of them not accidental, but what it comes down to, I feel like now more than ever in our generation, this new generation of hip-hop and pop and rock and all this stuff, it's mental health is ultimately what it boils down to. We're losing a lot of young, talented, full of potential artists because of mental health issues that, maybe sometimes have not been managed correctly, which is why these accidental overdoses happen. You can get really caught up in the limelight and whatnot.
We'll break it down to overdoses. When we see artists go out like that, and mental health, we definitely have to break this down, because this is a very, very, very great topic. It's a very, we can't pretend like it isn't. So
of course,
definitely mental health is a very big issue, because there are very nasty stories in this music industry. I won't say specific names of artists, but there are artists who they like their pills. Music label, they like their pills. Oh, give them what they want. You're feeding them this toxic shit. So who is at fault? Is it really just the artist, or was the label, feeding into it? You can't. It's hard to point fingers.
They turn a blind eye.
Yeah,
I feel like they turn a. Look at Vic Mensa, for example. I mean, he was close based on his most recent music, especially his 93 Punks thing, which, have you checked that out, by the way?
Uh-huh.
Is it 93? Okay, so like very different change. That's besides the point. Whatever. But he talks a lot about in his music how he got sober, and he wasn't for a while, and he almost self-destructed to the point of death a few times. Like more than a few times. He's like, I dropped acid and did a bunch of pills in the studio once and almost killed myself. That's from, like, I'm paraphrasing a line from There's a Lot. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I was going to say, that was from a different, album, but still, like, he was, in his discography, he has spoken about it. You know what I mean? And Vic Mensa, he's definitely one of the more transparent artists, because a lot of artists have probably overdosed and gone to rehab. But you think they going to say that shit?
No.
You think Lil Pump is going to tell you he went to rehab? Hell no. Lil Pump is holding on to his career for dear life right now. Same with Smoke Perp. A lot of these artists are holding on to their career for dear life right now. Let's be real here. Yeah. And you think if they tell that story, like, do you think they want that out there? No. But crazy thing, it might help their career if they were just a little bit more transparent on drugs, because they want to act like there's no repercussions. Like, you're not going to hear Lil Pump denounce anything about drugs. He didn't say,
like Trippie Redd or anything.
Trippie Redd tried to say, we're gonna stop everything, but we're only smoking weed after Juice Wrld died. But let's be honest. You think these artists all just stopped doing pills?
Fuck no.
2 months after Juice Wrld died? You think 2 months after Juice Wrld died, you think still no one's popping pills no more? Bullshit.
Smoke a little weed. Yeah. Someone pulls out whatever your pill of choice is. Just be like, nah, I guess I can have one. It's like, and that's how very easily you can fall right back off.
Hip hop has put itself in a very weird situation, man. We're talking about the biggest genre here, but you got a good amount of songs about artists being the user instead of the supplier. A lot of people like to say that, but I mean, like, it's all been talked about before in the past. Like, you can find hip hop songs where people talk about being users, I bet. Like, people want to act like it's all just now, but regardless of that, like, at the end of the day, like, we need to make it clear that this shit, is harmful. I mean, even Future has told people he does not do lean. Like, he's talking about like 6 months in his life where he did lean. Like, we can sing about this shit all we want, because I think art is art. Like, talk about what you want. But we have to make sure people know, like, because we don't want to, treat artists, we don't treat the audience like dummies.
No.
And that is tied into with other things that we are here to talk about as well, in terms of compromising your art because you don't want to offend nobody. Like those are territories you don't want to step into. Like if I want to say, if I want to tell a story of a drug addict, I'm going to tell a story of a drug addict and get all detailed about it. But I'm not going to hold back because I'm worried, if a kid hears this, he might want to do Zen. And then, now I'm the no, that's not you trust your audience that they're smart enough to know the difference. And that's where.
That's such a good point.
No, it's facts, bro. And that's where we're having a problem with comedy and hip hop and people getting easily offended. And where they should be offended and where they're not should be offended. Because, look, I get it. There are things that do cross the line. Like when Kramer went on the stage and said, he's an N-word. Yeah, he's an N-word. He's an N-word. I mean, he bombed that shit. There's no comedic effort in it. But are we going to use that same judgment to George Carlin back in the 70s when he said the N-word and the swears you can't say on TV, where he says every freaking hate crime word out there, hate speech out there? Where is the line? And that's what I'm trying to figure out, man.
Oh God, I have something so good to tell you. Have you watched Jim Jeffries' new stand-up?
Nah, is it new, like this year?
New.
Okay.
He talks about the line. He's Australian, so, he goes, I've got people on Twitter digging up stuff from 10 years ago that I said that they're getting offended from now. That was 10 years ago.
Why were you offended then?
The line was here 10 years ago, and now it's now. How can you get mad at a joke I said 10 years ago? The line has moved since then, but I said it 10 years ago. it's like in the way that he described it, he was saying, I'm not going to do an Australian accent anymore.
You didn't do bad. That was pretty good. Your accent's
that's one of my better impressions.
Yeah.
So the way that he said it, he was like, the line moves over time. The line can go backwards and forwards. Usually it's, in this whole, he was tying this whole thing into how, he thinks it's a good thing that he's like, every generation is the most progressive generation at a certain time. The generation before us was the most progressive generation of the time when you think about it. Like it's a gradual process.
History repeats itself, man.
Exactly.
It really does.
And
like
the stuff gets weeded out, the bad stuff, the good stuff gets weeded in, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, what he was trying to basically say was like, he doesn't want, like, you can't get offended when a comedian makes a joke, because as he described it, he was like, we're setting out to make people laugh. The jokes don't always land, but most of the time they do. And it's such a strange time for comedians. And this also applies to lyricists, musicians as well.
Particularly hip hop, because hip hop, I honestly think hip hop artists can say the most out of any artist, but it's been more in scrutiny now. Like, I'll never forget the song I Need a Doctor. When did that song come out? Like 2010, 2011? I'm about to look that up right now, because Dr. Dre literally has a line in that song. He's like, now you're about to feel the fucking wrath of aftermath. And then maggots, he says the F word in it, just right there. I'm like, this, like, where's cancel culture? Cancel culture. Get Dr. Dre. Where they at?
10 years ago.
Where they at?
It was 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was 10 years ago. Number one. Number two, you gonna cancel Dr. Dre? Who gonna cancel Dr. Dre? Okay. Like, everyone's picking their battles, man. I'm just saying, like, if you bout that, like, pick your battles. Because, look, I'm just saying,
follow the same logic too. Yeah, like follow your own logic.
Yes. Like, you wanna make a change. You wanna help out. Donate. Put your money where your mouth is. But all this other stuff where, like, people are just, trying to just talk and trying to, look cool. Like, I'm just tired of it, man. Like, it's not working. It's because I can smell the bullshit. People can smell the bullshit, like, it's just a very, very weird, situation we're in, man.
And it leads us into, a transition into talking about, race relations right now in this country and stuff. And like you said, people can smell the bullshit. Just because you pull a couple shows off of your streaming service that used blackface, not even in a genuine blackface way, like they used it to make fun of the assholes that do use blackface. Yeah. Just because you pull a couple episodes off your streaming platform doesn't mean you fucking solved racism.
Exactly.
Yay, we did our part. Woo! Like, no, at that point you're just pandering.
Yeah.
And there's
well, here's the thing. The intention is good. And that's the reason why, like, you can't get, like, completely angry. They're trying, like, people are trying to be better. You know what I mean? Like,
I think so.
I get that. Like, and that's the one thing I gotta say to it before I just, shit all over them. Like, the intention is good, but the only reason these people.
She was crying at the door, man.
No, yeah. You gotta let her in.
Sorry about that.
No, that's awesome. No, we could definitely.
She's like, you guys talking about racists? I'm in.
Yeah. Hold on, man. Bring a dog in. Let's lower it down before we bring it back up again. Put the camera on her, real quick. Everybody, say what's up.
What's up? Okay.
Nah, not feeling it. All right. Nah. Well, anyway.
We'll try again later.
Yeah, try again later. Yeah, we'll try again later.
She's sleepy.
Yeah. But one thing that I have to say is, you look at, like, the Washington football team.
The Redskins.
The Redskins. The only reason that dude changed the name is because it was affecting his pockets.
Absolutely.
The only reason any of these companies do anything Black Lives Matter related is because it affects their pockets. Capitalism.
Absolutely. It's crazy.
Capitalism has nothing to do with morals or right or wrong. It's only capitalism. So people just have to remember that.
Yeah, exactly. So you do have to take things like this with a grain of salt and use your discretion and to discern what's bullshit and what isn't. I mean, looking back at it, Nike, I would like to believe that because of so many of their sponsored athletes are African American, I would like to think that they actually do, kind of give a shit.
Oh, yeah.
But the more I think about it, I'm picturing a CEO boardroom with a bunch of older white dudes, and they're just like, we should probably sponsor Colin Kaepernick.
Relieve the tension.
Yeah, because that seems like the right thing to do.
I mean, look how long for him it took to do that. When Cap take that knee, it never takes them a month to make a decision. It's always after years and years of, it took years and years of the Black Lives Matter movement for everyone, like even Call of Duty. Like, I'm playing video games and it says Black Lives Matter. I never thought I'd see the day. Never thought I'd see something like that happen.
It's crazy.
Like, I never thought I'd see like basketball look like soccer in Europe, where signs are just say no to racism. Like soccer been on that. Soccer's been telling people to stop being racist, because in Italy they'll just throw a banana on the field
if there's a black player.
Person. Yeah, anyone that's dark skinned. It's just like this is like it's like this has all been, it's like we're finally catching up in some way sports wise to what soccer's doing in sports. I'm kind of changing the topic here.
It's the same principle though.
It's same principle. You know what I mean? But all these signs, all these things is great, because there's people out there when they see the word like black people, or when I say I could just be around some white people and say I'm black. Just the fact I say I'm black around some white people, they go, oh, like they just feel something. You know what I mean? Like, so it's good that Black Lives Matter is all over the place, because people, white fragility. White people, they not even just white people, even maybe like Latino people or Asian people. I ain't forgetting about y'all, because I know y'all racist to the black people. But there's those racists in there. But that's another story. But when it comes to Black Lives Matter, they're putting that out there, and they are letting it known, like letting it be known, letting it be said. Because the more you see it in your head, the more it can get into the swing of things, and maybe that can bring some change. So
exactly. And you know what? I live in Arlington, as you know, Arlington, Massachusetts, which is thankfully, for this topic's sake, a very, very accepting community, very diverse, very accepting, and like tons of, get-togethers in the town center.
Wait, we're from Mass?
What's up?
We're from Mass?
Hey, what?
Wait, what state?
Arlington, Virginia. Did you hear
Arlington, Virginia.
No, but
keep going.
so many of the people, if not most of them, I mean, the town is like predominantly white, obviously, but so many of the people here are so accepting that they're making an effort to be there with these signs, taking time out of their day to show that they do give a shit. Because, and a lot of these signs, and I see them all over people's lawns, all over town, not even just in Arlington, Somerville, Cambridge, Medford, like all this, Lexington, all the surrounding towns from where I'm at, there's signs that say silence equals violence, which I think is it's true. If you don't acknowledge it, and if you don't acknowledge it, like it just keeps on. It'll keep happening.
Call out your parents at the dinner table. That's what we need.
I do every single night. Don't even get me started. Do not even get me started.
Call your parents at the dinner table when they say something racist, all right, y'all, or homophobic. Anything. It's great.
Anything.
It's great. It makes the world keep moving, man.
It does, and I've been doing it. And it's broken a little bit of ground. Like I know it won't be like an easy thing for our generation to convince, or to like have productive conversations and interactions that will finally, you know, like make this this issue, you know,
A little bit easier to navigate.
That's a great way to put it. A little bit easier to navigate because
it's always gonna be tough, man. It's always gonna be tough.
Always,
you know?
and
you gotta be used to failing and not seeing results. Like people were trying to see results in 20 days, 10 days. Like, fam, 20 years? What do you mean 20 days? Like
it's already been 400 years.
Yeah, exactly. Like 401. I think something.
And most of the changes come within the last 50, 60 years.
Yeah, like.
But that goes to show it's exponential. Mm-hmm. So like with each generation, like it's exponentially, we're finally getting there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the world now.
Boop, and then boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like we multiply like 2 times 4 and then 4 times. Yeah, it's like, you know.
Exactly.
It's just going to turn into a big number. And then
a big number.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time, and it sucks that it had to take time. But I like to remain hopeful. We're a long way from where we should be. Mm-hmm. But we're getting there.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I wish it didn't have to take the deaths of innocent Black lives constantly over and over again for it to finally, you know, register. I mean,
that's the desensitization of just, you know, the world, man. You know, we can see all these things, and it just feels like it's, you know, it is what it is, you know. We just try to keep things moving and forget about it, but like we can't, you know.
I'm not okay. Yeah,
we can't forget no more. Like never forget. Like you can never forget. Like and that's the way we gotta treat these things. Like this is it's a never-ending battle. This is a never-ending battle. This doesn't stop so that you can promote, you know, whatever for a week. Like this is ongoing. Like this, you know.
And I can't even begin to understand it truly. I can try my absolute hardest. I can empathize. I can go about everything the right way and really make an effort. But people like me, people that look like me, will never truly know the struggle of people that look like you, to put it quite simply, mm-hmm. you know. But the least you can do is make a strong and honest effort, because that's the only way that anything will ever be truly achieved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's like you need to make an effort.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure, man. And like, and that's why, like, I ended my point, you know, the way I did. Like, okay, you know, they're posting these things because, you know, they're posting Black Lives Matter because they feel like they have to, but at least something's happening. Sheesh, like, you know,
it's true. They didn't have to do anything at all.
They did not want to do anything, but their backs were against the wall and their pockets were probably feeling it too, and so they gotta make something happen. And you know, I just think when it comes to these situations, man, you just have to be smart in terms of what you see and what you take in. You know, just don't lose track of it, man, because, you know, people are talking about Will and Jada, and then no one wants to talk about George Floyd no more. Nobody wants to talk about Breonna Taylor no more. It's that quick. It's that quick for people to forget. It's that quick, bro. Like, I don't want to have to post something on my Instagram story every day about this shit.
No.
But if that's what it's going to take, then so be it, man, because that's the thing we need to do. We need to keep our foot.
Keep it going.
Yeah, keep this going.
You can't let it fade out. You can't let it fade.
Nah, because it's
not even for a second.
It happened because it faded out after Trayvon happened. Faded out. George Floyd happened. Fades out. Eric Garner.
Philando Castile. Philando Castile's the one that pisses me off the most, because you know about that one, right? Philando Castile. He was with his. I know, which is fucked up to begin with.
Fucked up. Yeah, I can tell the story. I'll make it clear, because obviously, like, I know all those names I just mentioned.
Of course,
well.
Of course.
It's just, yeah.
He got pulled over for a routine traffic stop. Was with his girlfriend and their daughter, who was in the back seat. Got pulled over. He did absolutely everything right. The officer was like, "License and registration, please." He's like, "Okay, but I need to inform you, I am a licensed firearm carrier, and I do have my weapon on me in the car."
In the car, yeah.
can I please reach for my license and registration now that I've made you aware by law that I am a licensed firearm carrier? And, like, I get why the cop would still sort of be like, okay, I still should probably have my hand on my gun. You never know. But the guy just told you he's licensed. He was ready to give you the information. That's bullshit. That wouldn't have happened if he was white. It wouldn't have. Fucking executed. He did everything he was supposed to do. So don't give me that shit when people say they should have just said what they should have just respected the cop and what the cop told them to do. Really? Because it seems like even when they do that, they still get fucking killed.
Yeah. It don't mean that.
So what's your answer to that?
Maybe you shouldn't have ran. Maybe you should have been nice to the cop. All that shit, get that shit out of here. That is not no
bullshit.
No. Because there have been plenty of stories of people running their mouth, doing all like fighting cops. They didn't get murdered.
White girls fighting cops. White girl bit a cop's ear off. You remember that story from a few years ago? Some drunk fucking sorority girl was just belligerent and fighting cops. Bit one of their ears off. I mean, she got arrested, but
you think like a taser would come out,
Not even a taser. Meanwhile, there's a black man 30 feet ahead of an officer running away. And I forget the victim's name, but this was probably like 3-4 years ago. And someone caught it on camera. It's only because someone caught it on camera that the cop got indicted for murder. Shot him in the back from 30 feet away and counting because he was running away. Regardless of whether he committed a crime in the first place, it's not your job as a police officer to be judge, jury, and executioner.
No.
And especially, you don't shoot someone 30 feet in front of you that's running away from you in the back and kill them. The only reason that police officer was brought to justice is because someone happened to take their phone out. And that is another good thing about the time that we live in.
Phones.
Everyone's got a camera now.
The reason why we're seeing all this, man, like this shit for some reason the smartphone and police brutality just have this weird correlation with each other. What is it? Nah, it's just
I don't know what it is.
This shit has been going on. You've seen Straight Outta Compton. You see like when they're watching the Rodney King, they're like, oh, finally got it on camera. Now they can see what's really going on in the hood. It's been going on, man. So like all these things, like it don't gotta be caught on camera for you to know that's going on. Like you shouldn't have to watch these videos to know that is going on. I mean,
and it's not like it's 1 or 2 videos. It's hundreds.
A shit ton.
And it shouldn't take more than 4 or 5 for you to know that there might be a little bit of a
pattern,
a common theme. Yeah.
There's a way that these systems are set up, man. And I'll be completely honest with you. When it comes to the police system, I don't know that much, man. I don't know what it's gonna take, but something's gotta be done. Y'all ain't gonna hear an in-depth analysis on how we gonna figure out the police from Amir Maxx, all right? But I'm gonna tell you right now, something gotta be done.
Exactly. In a lot of places, a lot of departments and counties all across the country have decided to take initiative in the form of, composing some sort of written, solution, some sort of plan.
Yeah.
Because the LAPD for the longest time, again, looking at the Rodney King beating, looking at the way they handled the OJ trial, whether he did or did not do it,
it just shows you what the justice system, how
they got caught planting evidence and tampering with evidence and caught on tape. The cops in that trial, Mark Furman, was caught on tape saying, "Yeah, we used to just pull up to random black people's houses in Compton,
dropping the N-word and all that,
beat the shit out of them for fun, and then wash the blood off of ourselves with their garden hose." There's no excuse for that, and
just pure racist.
It's a reason why it's been said before. LAPD, I don't know if it's true now. I think it's a lot better than it used to be in the 90s. LAPD at one point was the biggest gang in the United States because they all cover each other's backs.
I mean, if you look at the genesis of the police system in America, that's all you gotta know. And that's why, like, when it comes to police, you're not gonna hear me say much about the police. Like I think we all get it. Like I think, but right now, what has to get done is on that upper level, and we just gotta hope that it happens soon, because people are still dying every day, and still injustices going on, and we can't have that, man. Like,
no, we can't.
Rest in peace, all these lives we lost: Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, everyone else that I could mention. You know,
absolutely.
I wish nothing but just condolences to the families and everyone involved. I mean, it's just a crazy situation, man, and it's just disgusting when you see this type of nastiness in the world put in different places. And I think one of those things that we really see is the people who feel entitled, people who feel that things should go their way because they feel everything revolves around them. And this ties into race, and I am talking about Karens.
That's mad funny. We said that at the exact same time. That's hilarious.
Karens.
Mm-hmm.
And what makes Karens scary is that they know what I know about America. They know that if I go up to a white woman and I come off angry in any way, she can take that in her advantage because she knows how the system works. Like, they know. And
he tried to rape me. He was threatening me.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Let me say this. Karens are the reason why black men have to move a certain way on such a hyper level. Like, hyper aware of the way we carry ourselves, the way we will approach, because we don't want to be perceived or taken any way. Like, there's this certain mentality. We don't want to catch no case. You know what I mean? Like,
that is so disheartening and saddening to me.
It's not all the time. Like, I have that on all the time. But like in the back of my head, it's like, oh, I don't want to argue with this white girl. Next thing you know, she gonna call the cops on me. Like, that type of shit. You know?
See, but the thing is, I don't have to worry about that any of the time.
You never.
So why should you? That's horrible that you have to. Even some of the time, it's like, oh, you have to change your demeanor because you think, oh, this lady might think I'm gonna grab for her purse for some fucking reason.
Oh, I mean, dude, I don't. When it comes to wearing hoodies, like, I feel like I always have it in the back of my brain. I'm like, I hope no one thinks I look a type of way. But I mean, like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna wear what I'm gonna wear. I'm gonna dress how I'm gonna dress because, like, I'm gonna be me. You know what I mean? But like, I would be lying to you if I were to have like the illest braids, and if I'm walking into an event where I know I'm the only black dude. I know I'm thinking in my head, half of these people think I sell drugs. Like,
man.
I'm just telling y'all like how I feel sometimes. This is not every moment when I'm around white people, because, ladies and gentlemen, I have been around white people a lot. Okay, I have majority white friends. I have a lot of black friends. I have a lot of Latino friends, but I have majority friends. I grew up private school. I mean, I've been around a lot of white people. Just to let y'all know the background of me, so you get it. I bet some black people listen like, we knew, nigga. I know there's a black dude listening. Tell by the way you talk. From Rosendale. No. Can't laugh, Nick. And I'm like, no, I'm joking. Yeah, straight face. But I mean, look, at the way it is, man. It's just like it's unfortunately those things that's just in the back of my brain, and
I'm a little drunk.
You feel it a little bit?
Wow.
See, I wish I had. Oh man, shoot. Consider what we're talking about. If I had some alcohol in me during this episode, I don't know what.
Dude, we were like a beer and a half deep the other day, and we were like,
yeah, going off with the shit. Yeah.
We were just killing it.
One of these days, we're gonna have to do this podcast drunk and see what happens, man. Oh my god.
It'll be raw. It'll be raw, man.
Oh, it'll be a raw episode. I wouldn't edit shit. Like there could be like 10 seconds of just us going,
you
and I
remember
keep
those
it in.
girls?
I would just keep it in.
Yeah, you got it.
Keep all the imperfections, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep every single one of them.
Oh, man. That's funny.
Yeah, but I mean,
We
hey,
knew.
look, yeah. But I mean, look, humor, and it goes right back to humor. We need to humorize this shit. We do. I love humor. I love Boondocks. There's a character in there named Uncle Ruckus. He's a black dude who's extremely racist to black people. That character's hilarious, but he says the wildest racist shit ever. I'm not even gonna repeat it. Just look up Uncle Ruckus, ladies and gentlemen. If you never watch Boondocks, just watch the best of Uncle Ruckus. I guarantee you.
Or Stink Meaner.
Or even Stank Meaner.
But Uncle Russ is
Uncle really makes you like it'll make a white person real uncomfortable.
What are you doing?
It'll make some black people uncomfortable, but like great story. I was with one of my friends watching Boondocks. I'm laughing my ass off to Boondocks, but my friend didn't want to laugh to it. He couldn't laugh to Boondocks. He felt uncomfortable because the jokes were just so, just on black people. It was like he felt compromised. You know what I mean? And it's just, but I just still think humor is. I mean, was he? And that's another story why he wasn't laughing at it. I mean, we were younger, so that's another story. But like, I think humor is a beautiful thing when it comes to dark times. I think it's.
We can make fun of the people that make it dark too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely. I mean, like you see people do that with Epstein, like people jokingly with the girl, she already killed herself. Like, do you realize the type of joke that is? Like, this is like
it's fucking horrible.
But it's humor and it helps people get by. Like it's the same thing when you put the story into music. Like regardless of what you're talking about, it's like medicine in the candy. You know what I mean? It's medicine in the candy when you put these messages behind a dope beat. When you put these messages in a well-worded stand-up. We need this shit. So to cancel culture, please pick your battles wisely. All right, cancel culture. I know you're trying to do the right thing. But we need to not cancel like the wrong things. Like the guy who played Cleveland, he had a great Cleveland voice. Like why do we
what the hell, Peter?
Those are so his mannerisms.
No.
Hey yo, Seth MacFarlane, cut the check, man. Let's go. You need a black dude to play Cleveland? I got you, man. I'm young. Let's do it, man. I could be a Cleveland for the next 25 years, bro. Let's go. 30, 50. Seth MacFarlane, holla at me, all right? Let me try a Cleveland impression. Let me impress him. I did one. What does Cleveland say? Hey Peter.
Hey Peter.
Your impression might be better than me.
I do very good impressions. We've established.
All right, Family Guy. Never mind. I don't think I'm qualified.
Here we go. Another whitey stealing it again.
Took my job, man. You're the Elvis Presley of voice actors. No.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm gonna try to tie it in with
that. Again, it's funny. We gotta laugh at it sometimes.
I'll laugh at it sometimes.
But we gotta know when someone actually means something, doesn't actually mean something. You gotta know when someone's joking. If they're a comedian, if their job description is fucking comedian, you gotta know that they don't actually are happy. They're not actually happy that like someone killed themselves, for example.
Yeah, I totally.
It's supposed to be edgy. It's supposed to be stuff you're not supposed to say. That's why they're comedians.
And that's the other reason why comedians are in such a great place. You know what I mean? Because they can kind of almost just get away with whatever they want. You know,
they can sort of toe the line.
They can toe the line. They can't get away with whatever they want. Definitely. Because Kramer, you know.
Because Kramer.
If no one, I don't know. I know I might have some younger listeners out there. If you've never seen Kramer on that stage, just look it up. This Kramer bombing.
What's his actual name? What's the actual actor's name? I forget.
What is Kramer's name, man? I should know Kramer's name. I mean, Seinfeld was a pretty popular show. Michael Richards. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was at like the Laugh Factory or something, right?
It was a Laugh Factory. Yeah.
Yeah. There was some
Dave
dude up in the
Chappelle's
back.
joke. He's like, every time I stand behind this, I just think of when Kramer fucked up. I love when Chappelle talks about Kramer. That's just hilarious, man. But
Sprinkle
some crack.
Sprinkle some crack.
like
Peanut butter and crack sandwich.
Oh my god, I was watching Chappelle earlier. But let's talk about Chappelle real quick because we're starting to get to the tail end of it. Dave Chappelle his stand-ups are, in my opinion, saving the freedom of speech.
I agree.
The freedom.
Juicy Smollett.
Yeah, the Juicy Smollett, man. Like and the
alphabet people.
Like he's just getting off that shit, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and we need that. We need people to push those boundaries, you know what I mean? Because if we lose sight of all that stuff, man, we stop doing that, we're gonna just get more issues with mental health. We're gonna get more issues in like mental health, and we're just gonna get more issues and just give us the humor, man. We gotta humorize this shit is what I'm saying. Like I'm telling y'all trying to suppress people with certain things that they say. It's a gift and a curse. Like I don't know what y'all want. Like you cut everything off, what you gonna get? Like if we do that, you're just gonna get songs that are just gonna be love, 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 let's all have a good time. Every freaking song. Like,
yeah, but that's not real. And it's not reality.
It's not reality. Like we need some umph and spice. Like Dave Chappelle, like this is the thing I wanted to say about that Dave Chappelle said. He says he's 70% comedian, 30% black. When he saw Kramer bomb, he thought in the comedian, damn, this nigga bombing. He's really bombing. But the black part in him thought like, oh, damn, like this is fucked up. You know what I mean? I think he said the black part first and then the comedian part. Cause that's
yeah.
But like, it's that type of mindset I kind of like go about certain things in a way. Obviously, it's not with every situation, but like people just have to be just a little bit more critical on people. You know, we can't just cancel people because of one bad thing they said in 2010. Like regardless if, you know, they were 30 years old and might have slipped up. Like, okay, you caught this dude saying something bad, but no camera. There was no one had a camera around. It's not like the dude's running for president or nothing. Like this dude is some random guy. He's just a random comedian.
And also,
you know, what are we trying to accomplish here is what I'm saying.
You need to be able to discern what's like what's actually worthy of a cancel. You know what I mean? There's certainly plenty of examples that are quite worthy of being canceled. Mm-hmm. But you think someone said something.
Like take all that cancel culture energy on Epstein. Take all that cancel culture energy on Trump. Like put it on people that actually need it. Like, and if you cancel them and take care of them and get them out of here, it'll actually do something. Because some random celebrity who said the N-word in 2009, who's still relevant now, trying to cancel him ain't gonna do shit. Because there's plenty of celebrities in that same boat. I'm not going to. And
I bet you they wouldn't say it now because they know better now.
Of course not. No.
They know better. They've learned since then.
Yeah.
And,
but like, look, am I going to say they're idiots for it? Yeah. Am I going to look at them differently? Yeah. But like, take their well-being and everything away from them. Look, if you get at everybody for every wrong that you get, we wouldn't have Malcolm X. Like, there's so many there. I mean, look, you want to really pick at people and bad things? Talk about Gandhi. Point out the bad things about Gandhi to anyone.
And they'll be like, don't say that. Don't say that. Okay, yeah. He used to sleep with underage people.
Okay, yeah. It's
like sleep with kids.
Can of worms, ladies and gentlemen. You're opening up a can of worms. There's a fine line we have to find. I'm telling you, man. We are at a point where it's going to get really bad.
Imagine it like a health bar in a video game. It's like, use it sparingly.
Yeah.
Or like your special move or whatever. Like in a WWE game, it's like you only have a limited amount of it. Mm. Use it for what actually deserves it.
Yeah, like you gotta pick the battles. I'm gonna name this episode. Pick your battles. Pick your battles, y'all. Pick your battles. Cause I just don't see what's going on. Like if I was 12 years, if and when I blow up or you blow up. If there's a video, I'll just say for me, if there's a video of me out there on Facebook and I said the F word, the maggot, that word. If I said that word, and I was what? How old was I? 16 in 2012. Do I deserve to have my whole livelihood and estate taken away from me just because of that mistake?
No, because you're different. You're more mature. You're not 16 years old anymore.
But people be canceling people because of something they said when they were 16.
How can you do that? Everyone says dumb shit when they're 16.
It's like,
because you're 16, you don't know any better yet.
Yeah, we're all stupid when we're 16.
You're not an adult yet. You haven't had the world experience. Like me, I said so much stupid shit all the time. And I cringe at the thought of it because I know some of the things that I said and thought.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, I'm a different person. We all were there, man. I remember. I mean, I watched Boondocks. And look, I recommend everyone watch Boondocks. I'm serious. That show is so goddamn smart. Get HBO Max, y'all, and watch Boondocks. You will learn more from Boondocks than some of the classes you took in high school. I'm serious.
Almost definitely.
I'm dead. Don't get. But but like the thing about the Boondocks is just like, it's just, you know, it kind of tells it like it is and how the times were. And one of those instances in terms of like homophobia, you know, people just say if something's bad, oh, that's gay.
You gay.
You.
Riley,
everyone did that. Everyone did that. And if someone tries to lie to you and said they did it, the Boondocks has proof that people did that. So
absolutely.
I mean, now let's say, let it be known, that show was 2005, 6, 7, 8, you know, around that time. Like, if you're still saying something's that's gay now, like, what are you doing? Like, you're still saying the F word. What are you doing? Like catch up with the train. Like, it's not hard to stop saying a word to take a word out of your vocabulary.
Not at all.
And that's
not as hard as you think it is.
And that goes back to the Karens and the entitlement, man. It's you know, like,
you know what you do. You know what you're doing.
You know what people know what they're doing, man. People are not as dumb as they think they are. And we're treating people like they're dumber than they think they are. And it leads to the cancel cultures, and it's a lot, man.
It is a lot.
I think we should just stop the episode.
I got a piece so bad.
We will definitely stop the episode here. But before you do that, man, obviously this is a really dope episode, a real in-depth episode. We're probably gonna have to do another one like this because there's a lot to talk about.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Is there anything you want to plug for the people before we get out of here, man? Or you drain the main vein?
Before I drain the main vein, definitely look out for me and Amir's song coming out soon, whenever that may be.
It's called Save Us. I'm going to try to have it out by the end of this month. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got all the vocals in and stuff. I'll add ad-libs or whatever. But
oh, yeah.
If necessary. But then I have my song No Surrender, which is on all streaming platforms. I still want to officially release it and promote it with a video. But for now, it's out there. So listen to it if you want to. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Nick Torch, thank you for being on, man. Like I said, we're going to have to do this again.
Thanks for having me, as always.
These conversations are very, very important. So
I agree.
Have them, man, for sure. All right, y'all. That's episode 67. Be easy.